the worst types of friends. Now, I already know the worst types of friends, but I want to hear his opinion on the worst type of friends. So, let's see if we got the same thought process on worst type of friends.
A great friend. What would we do without them, you know? They watch our back, they're a shoulder to cry on, they're there every step of the way. But today, we're not talking about them. No. Today, we are talking about that friend who, let's just say, is a fucking liability. For example, let me put it like this. If you were holding up that person in one hand and your mother in another from falling off a 10-story building, and you had the strength to be able to pull both of them up to safety, you would still drop that nigga to ensure your mother got out of harm's way. But with that being said, allow me to present you the worst types of friends. First,
let me hear it.
The friends with benefits. Friends with benefits is a very dangerous game. From some of my partners to my own experience, this has never ended well.
I want to say a story, but I'm going to say at the end of the video.
Not catch feelings. That's like putting a medium well done steak in front of a stray dog. You have to be very naive to believe that this nigga's not gonna bite this hoe. Same thing goes for friends with benefits. In high school, there was this girl that started off as my friend. I'm talking about genuine friend relationship, like close as me and my niggas. Thing that she had that my niggas didn't was that ass. And also that she was a woman. And what made it even crazier, she lived in my apartment complex. So when I
that's what's up.
It was nothing for her to come over early to the crib and we would go to school. I would take her. Until one day that morning, Wood spoke to me. Started talking to me like the bad guy on my shoulder. So when she came into the crib and I randomly said, "Why haven't we smashed yet?" That's real. First thing she did was look at me and laugh. Then came the, we're friends. I didn't think you liked me like that. And after a little bit more conversation, the deed was done. But little did I know that this was foreshadowing a sad ending. Because what went from us just being friends became us smashing every day. Talking on the phone
every day.
The day I knew I bit off more than I could chew was a night that her and I got into it. I felt as if we should stop this, see other people go about our lives. She was cool with that at first. Until that night I got a long paragraph text saying how we should try and be together. I sent a response that basically mentions that's not a good idea. What about the guy that you are talking to? Gang, on everything I love, this girl calls me, tells me mute up, and merges me into a 3-way call. I'm quiet, don't know what.
Wait, who on the call?
Sniffling. Hear a male's voice say, "Why are you doing this?
What more do you want from me?"
A voice that I could tell had tears coming down his cheek, and her response was because there's somebody else. Her on the other end said, "No, sad as fuck." I got off the phone and realized that basically this was this woman's way of saying fuck that nigga. And I'm not gonna lie, after that I felt a little bit trapped. I tried to do the whole dating thing with her, just for us to end up breaking up, never speaking to each other again. A great friendship ruined and tarnished forever because I was thinking with the head of my Johnson instead of this one up here.
It be like that.
The criminal.
It really do.
In or crash out, whatever you want to call it.
The
this
criminal.
One of the worst types of friends for obvious reasons. By default, they're gonna have you in some bullshit. This friend's one of the most annoying because when you're around them, there's no peace. It's nothing like a friend that when you go around them, that there's a possibility that y'all can go to jail that day. Go to a smoke shop with one of my friends. He needed to buy some woods. I needed to use a Bitcoin ATM that was in there. We go inside and there's nobody at the counter. But that had nothing to do with me.
Don't tell me you stole it, bro.
ATM. I finished what I'm doing. Look at my friend, say, "Hey, you straight? You got what you need?" He gonna say, "Yeah, bro, let's go." As I'm walking out the establishment behind him, all I hear a nigga say is, "Hey, hey, hey." I look back and the store owner's walking fast towards us. I'm confused as hell. I look at my dog. He's speed walking out the building. I stand right there to confront the dude because I don't know what the hell going on. He walked right past me, start running towards my dog. He said, "Hey, stop. You ain't pay for that." And that's when the answer was revealed. This stupid ass nigga just stole out of the smoke shop. I'm watching this whole thing play out.
Stealing backwoods, bro.
Come on, bro. He can't run out the store and stop us like this. He can't even do that.
You can't do that.
I'm standing here in disappointment looking at my partner. Then I look at the store owner. Said, "You just gonna let your friend get away with this?" Just shook my head, looked at him, and walked off. But like the girls that beat on my window in the last video, this was not our last encounter. We get in the car and ride home. By the way, what this man had stole was basically these CBD chocolates. I said, "Nigga, you caused all that commotion for fucking
chocolates?"
He said, "My bad, bro. I ain't know it was gonna go down like that." Like he just finished doing this wild ass heist. After getting on this
chocolates, bro, you get caught.
We chilling. But then I start
taking chocolates, bro.
One thing about me, if I don't know the number, I'm not gonna answer. As soon as it finishes ringing, I get called again. Again, I let it ring. Third time's a charm. They called my shit again. I answer the phone confused as hell. First thing this nigga say, "I don't want to get the police involved." As a young nigga, that is not something I want to hear on my phone. I shut up and start listening like it's a
I hope that's not the manager, bro.
Came in here and stole. And if he don't come back up here and pay for the items, we're gonna have to give the police your number. Now you might be wondering, how the fuck did this nigga even get my number? Remember
That's
how
what I'm
I was
saying.
doing a transaction at a Bitcoin ATM? Well, that Bitcoin ATM required me to put my phone number in. So all he did was look at my number in the system and called my shit quick as hell. I take the phone off my ear and hand it to my friend like this. When he's done with his conversation, he hangs the phone up and tells me he'll be right back. He's about to go pay for the items that he stole. Third, the L-mans. This will sound a little bit odd, but I feel like a L-mans is very important to a friend group. Because even though they be on bullshit, there's a certain duty that L-mans fulfill. And that's to make everybody else the best man that they can be.
No, that's to make everyone else fucking hate you,
bro.
bro.
One of my mud
Straight
niggas,
up.
my closest partners, we would be with each other every day. He had a bad habit at always forgetting his wallet at the crib. So when we would go get food, I would start ordering and he would tap me on my shoulder like, hey bro, you got me? I forgot my wallet at the crib. That's my dog. I always got him. I'll look out for him. But then this nigga started forgetting his wallet a little bit too often. He always tell me he'll get me back. He got cash in his wallet. Sometimes he would, but sometimes he wouldn't. And that would add up. He started forgetting his wallet too often. Acting like the ritual before you walk out the door isn't phone, wallet, keys. It got to the point where I said, I'm about to be an L-man. I'm finna hold this nigga. And sure enough, it came. We ordering, same thing. Tap me on the shoulder. Hey bro, you got me? I looked at him and said, you know I got you. After ordering my food, told the lady at the register, oh, and I also got my partner right here. He don't have no money, so I be having to pay for him and junk like that. Nigga.
All right, now that's L-mans. I'm not gonna lie. What he doing, that could be classified as L-mans, bro, because you really scamming me. Like, niggas don't got it like that. But what you just did, bro, you uncalled for.
Niggas got real quiet while the cashier lady was laughing. But guess what?
Oh, she
nigga never
laughing?
forgot his wallet again. And to even the playing field, he had to be an L-mans for me as well. When we were in school, we would borrow each other's sneakers, borrow each other's shoes. Had some 11s he let me borrow, that when he tried to get back, I'll give him the runaround. Since he was basically like my brother, he wasn't stunting it, but he saw my method. That was until one day, me and him in front of a girl. She gonna say, oh, I like your outfit. I like your shoes. They look good. My dog jumped in and said, bro, when you gonna give me my shoes back? I just shook my head in silence, made sure I got them back to him that day. And being a man runs deep. It can even save a nigga from pain and suffering. One of my dogs came to us showing us the girl that is known to get around. This talking about this is new girl, he like her a lot. It was clear that this young man needed a reality check. So one of our other friends took it upon himself to DM that girl a few days later. Talking about we should hit the gas soon, hang out. She talking about OMG, yes, hard eyes. Bruh didn't even respond. He went to our mans and handed him the phone like this. The hater. I know y'all know that one person that seemed like he hate on every nigga. He be having beef with niggas that don't even know him. Type of person that be like, I beat Chris Brown ass. He can't even sing for real. Hating for no apparent reason. The day my hating partner started hating on me, it was no surprise. I had just dropped out of school because the dreams I had been working on for years had finally started to pay off. I didn't have to go to school no more. Like your actual friends will do, they'll root for you, bring up your successes, brag about you to people. Another one of my super close partners went to that hating friend and said, bro, you seen what Dior doing? He going crazy. He been going up. This hating ass nigga gonna say, what that gotta do with me? My dog said, I mean, that's our guy. Bruh told me, he said,
I'm not gonna lie.
It, bro. What has he ever done for you or me? He ain't helped me get on.
No one does it better than a female. No one does it better than a female. If you think I'm lying or you don't understand what I mean, you're gonna find out. No one does this. No one can dirty Mac more than a female.
That information got relayed to me.
Nobody
expect anything less from this
can ever hate more than a female, bruh.
Nasty work.
Like,
that dirty friend. Dirty people aren't necessarily my crowd, but you can't always judge a man's character by the rotting food that's in his fridge.
This is top 3 when it comes to friends. I'm not gonna lie.
You could be dirty as hell with a great personality, and that, my friends, is how one of my partners is. When I got to college, I was in student housing, so me and 3 of my dogs had a 4-bedroom apartment. Only thing we shared was a kitchen and living space. So other than poking my head in or playing a few games of 2K in their room, I didn't really know how they were living. When that lease was up, me and only one of those people in the crib ended up getting a 2-bedroom apartment. This is when I found out my dog is a dirty ass nigga. Our new apartment was still getting built, so until the place was done, the property management had put us into an apartment that we didn't have to pay no rent for. The caveat was that we had our own rooms, but we had to share a bathroom. So when we move our stuff into the place, we're doing the inspection. I see that the bathroom needs to be refaced. It didn't look good. They needed to come handle that. After the maintenance guy finishes, he comes to both of us and says, do not take a shower in here for 48 hours. If you do, it's gonna mess the shower up. I come home
48 hours
work, pull the shower curtain back because I want to see how the new shower surface is looking. When I look down, I see 4 foot marks that left holes in the shower. That same one we were told to not shower in. I'm like, there must be a mistake. I called my dog immediately. I said, bro, there's 4 big ass holes in the shower. You know what happened? I says, yeah, bro. My girl was on her period, but we were still trying to smash. So we got in the shower early, and I guess we were putting too much pressure on the floor. When we
if I was in your position, I would be pissed off. Like, that's out fucking man's. First, I don't know why you bring this fucking treesh into the house. Second, you knew what the situation was and you still did it. Third, why would you do it? Like, bro, come on, lock in, bro.
We lifted up our feet, we fucked up the resurface of the shower. I didn't even say a word, I hung up on this shit. When I saw him, I just told him to figure that shit out. I hope you seeing this too, bro. I'm gonna hit you with the double whammy. I was laying in bed, sleep one night. Start to smell a smell that I have never smelled before in my life. But I knew it wasn't a house fire and I knew it wasn't food. It was something mysterious. I opened my door to investigate, so the bathroom door is slightly open. I thought my eyes were deceiving me, thought this was possibly a lucid dream of some sort. Because what I saw was my dog using a lighter to burn his chest hair. I woke up at 2 in the morning, 3 hours before I needed to wake up to go to work, the toxic fumes of burning chest hair. But with that being said, another video in the bag, and I really want to say thank you so much for the love y'all have been showing on my videos, especially that last one. At the time that I'm recording this, it's at like 67K. I don't know what it is right now, but I genuinely appreciate that love. You don't even know what it means. Much appreciated, bro. Like the video, sub up, comment up, and hit that noti bell so you don't miss no video.
I'm gonna like the video for sure. I'm gonna like the video. Keep grinding, man. That was tough. I'm not gonna lie.